the things are happening. Everybody should understand the analytical part of thinking. So what is critical thinking means? It includes analytics and analytical thinking. What is analytical thinking? So you will be analyzing everything from different corners to understand a problem or a situation. Depending on that, you will be exploring the possibilities to solve the problems, etc. Right? So that is called critical thinking. Critics. What is critics? So suppose if you see a movie, there are a number of reviews. Okay. So this would have been like this, that would have been like this. That's what they review and write. So it is also similar. Critical thinking. So every statement should be critically analyzed to understand much better. So that is critical thinking, which is a skill which can be acquired. So all these skills, suppose if you don't have, nothing to worry, those can be acquired over time. So again, if you are trying to imbibe a habit, it takes 21 days to imbibe a habit. New habit formation can be done within 21 days. Again, it is matching with the 21st century and 2021, right? And 21 days are required to change your habit. So let us now start thinking critically about our own habits and try to change ourselves for a better future. After this presentation, at least we should start doing that. Creativity. What is creativity and what is innovation? People should understand very clearly. Creativity is the generation of your ideas. So there might be 1,000 ideas with you, but some are practically implementable and financially feasible. So those ideas are called innovation. Okay. So there is a difference between creativity and innovation. So your ideas nurtured properly and with a financial literacy, you are doing that, and whether they are financially feasible or not, that also is taken into account when you go for innovation, right? So these creativity and innovation are a must in the present world. You have already seen in the pandemic situation, everybody is trying to increase their creativity and innovation skills. This is a great opportunity for you all to increase your creativity. You come up with new creative ideas, and many people are sharing in different digital platforms and social media, if you see. So there are a number of YouTube channels coming up with new innovative ideas they are sharing to the world. So that is how they are earning also. That is an earning platform also, which students can explore with their creativity and innovation. So how you are marketing your ideas, that is innovation. Getting the ideas generated is creativity. That is how we should differentiate between creativity and innovation. Problem solving. Again, it is a skill to be acquired, and it is required for all the people. So the difference between the skills acquired and the skills required, that gap we should try to fill. Otherwise, it will become a stress for you and you will not achieve the success in your future. So we have to reduce that gap. So how to do that? By learning. Okay. So start learning those skills. Problem solving. God has given us enough opportunities by giving so many problems. So everybody has problems. So how you are solving that in a systematic fashion? If we observe that, then you will learn so many things in that. Okay. So each problem has so many alternatives. So getting those alternatives from different people is also the inclusive type of decision making. Problems and decisions, right? So problems can be analyzed with so many alternative solutions. Each problem will have a definite solution. So we have to find out that solution. Okay. So there might be probable solutions for a problem. Suppose I have 10 probable solutions and I'll ask so many other people, experts, all those people, to get some more ideas, some more probable solutions. Then finally, I'm the person who is responsible to take the decision based on my intuition and analysis. So that analysis is critical thinking, right? Which we have already discussed. So what are the possibilities and how I am solving that problem? How I am taking a decision for solving that problem? That is our solution to the problem. And how it can be implemented, how to monitor it, all those things come in the next part. That also is the skill to be acquired. So for a, you take small problems in your life and try to solve it in a systematic way. That's how you can improve your problem solving skills. Never blame anybody for creating a problem. It is the opportunity given to you to explore the problem, understand it better, and understand the probable solutions and find out. So there is a systematic procedure available for problem solving. So that skill you have to master. So don't blame anybody for creating problems in your life. You are responsible to take up the solution, right? That is how we should think. Now the next skill is an ability to collaborate and communicate well. Yeah, this is an important skill. Collaboration means what? Doing work together. So you are collaborating, you are working in a collaborative team, or you are working with other people. Suppose if you are doing a project with 2-3 people, right? So that is a collaborative form of work. Even in colleges also we do, but of course we don't write the exams in a collaborative fashion. Okay, will not be taking the help of others while writing your answers in the examination. Except that remaining things are teamworks. Suppose you take sports, it's a teamwork. Again, if you do some projects, it is a teamwork. And in workplace also you have to deal with so many people. You are collaborating, and even for ideas also people collaborate. So suppose I have ideas in a particular field, I'll collaborate with other people to get more and more ideas. So the moment you go for diversity or diversifying yourself, more creative ideas, more new ideas will come to you. Okay, so that is a form of invention. So the interdisciplinarity aspects again come into play if you go for inventions or innovation, whatever. Okay, and the next important skill is your communication skills. So whatever you have ideas in your mind, you should be able to clearly communicate to all the people. So that is what we should do. Even in marketing also, so you have better ideas, but nobody is not able to recognize because you are not telling them properly. So you should have the communication skills to convince others that your ideas are very strong and you can do anything. So that is how you should be able to communicate. So all the, and even in workplace also you should be able to communicate whatever is there to your subordinates, your bosses. So the communication skills are a very important thing in the 21st century, obviously. The financial literacy. So you have different ideas and you want to become an entrepreneur, let us say. So you are not getting any job, suppose, but you have so many ideas, you want to become an entrepreneur, but unfortunately only ideas are with you. You have to get the money also, no, to start your own business. So we should know some financial literacy. That is from where I can get them funds and what is the interest rate and what are the funding mechanisms, etc. We should know. So for that, our government of Telangana has started a new initiative of T-Hub, in which the industry, academia, and the financial investors, all these people come into a single platform to help you out to go for entrepreneurship. So you can start and they give the training also to the people. So that is the first initiative taken in India to bring more and more entrepreneurs, right? So we have to take all such opportunities to acquire those skills. Entrepreneurship, that itself needs some skills. Those are entrepreneurial skills. So those skills are taught there, and you will be nurtured and groomed to become a successful entrepreneur. Okay, not only entrepreneur. Suppose if you are working in a particular company, let us say, so how to manage your money, that is very important. Even for a normal common man also, even if he is uneducated also, he is dealing with money. So how to deal with the money is very important. That is financial literacy. So it is obviously required for each and everyone, how to invest, how to save money, and how to face the money crunch, and how to come out of that. So everything we should be knowing in financial literacy. ICT, it is very, very important. That is our information and communication technology. So we have already seen, now we are able to communicate because of the IT boom, right? So IT has given an opportunity in different areas. So everything has become digital, and all the digital education thoughts are being practically understood and practically implemented during the pandemic situation. Earlier, people used to talk about digital classrooms, all those things. Those were just concepts, only dreams. Okay, those have come true because of this pandemic situation. That is the positive side of looking at the pandemic situations, right? So one more important thing I want to make you clear is, with this information technology, you can do wonders, right? So you are connected to the world. Entire world is trying to help you through information technology. You should start exploring those options, because you are no more a local student, you are a global student. You are connected to all the information resources in the world through internet. So if one mobile is there and internet is there, everything, the entire world is in your hands, right? So you should start exploring those areas in which you can get the information from different corners of the world. So suppose for a particular subject uh, you have some doubts. Those doubts can be cleared in online forums like Coursera, LinkedIn, and so many other discussion forums are there. And even if you just type a topic in Google or in YouTube, so many learning material is there. So much of learning material is there. So many videos are there. The professors in the world are trying to help you out. And even all the IITs have collaborated, and they have given a name called NPTEL, is the site in which they give all the videos for free. So IIT professor is teaching, and you are sitting in a normal engineering college, or you are sitting at home comfortably, and you are watching the lecture of an IIT professor or some Cambridge University professor. He is delivering a talk. You can easily access to that free of cost. So every information is available for you free of cost because of the internet and IT and mobile technology, right? So now also you see, I'm just presenting through a mobile, sitting in the canteen. Very, very simple, right? So that is how IT is to be mastered. And there are n number of softwares. Even for problem solving also, there is a decision support system software. So that will analyze all the data and probable solutions, and the best solution is also suggested through such softwares. And even for analytics, business analytics is the big buzzword nowadays. So how the business information is analyzed and it is helping the managers is an important element in the success of your business. So IT is smoothly integrated into all the walks of lives, right? So try to understand and acquire more and more IT skills. Those are very much important, and without that you cannot function in the 21st century. To adapt quickly and thrive in a dynamic job market. So adaptation means what? So suppose the job situation is in a different fashion. So how you are adapting yourself? Adapting to the culture means adjusting to the culture, adjusting or meeting the requirements of that particular situation is nothing but adaptation. So how fast you are adapting? Suppose if some change is there in some software or some new skill is to be required. So how fast you are acquiring in that particular job market, which is very dynamic in nature. So earlier these skills people were not having. Suddenly after pandemic, immediately everything has become digital. So you have very fast adapted to the new situation, and you people are enjoying the fruits of that now, right? So if you are failing to adapt to a new situation, then you will be a failure again, right? So suppose if I don't have the communication skills or presentation skills to communicate you all through Zoom platform, this would not have been done, right? And you have the learning skills through Zoom, and the technology is supporting you. That's why it is possible. So how fast we are dynamically changing to the new situations is very important, right? That is called agility. Agility. So we should be so agile. So we should be so dynamic. What I say is we should be dynamic, otherwise we will become diabetic. So always we should be very dynamic and try to understand the new situations emerging in the market, either in the job market or if you are in the business, we should see the market. That is our market research, right? So how what changes are being there uh, in the external as well as internal market. Both are essential to be analyzed to understand that and adapt to the new situations. So we should accept the situation, adapt to that, and then you will be in excellence, right? Now you will see what are the roles and responsibilities. So after acquiring these skills, again, you have certain roles and responsibilities. So you all people know the roles and responsibilities of a manager, which is an important question being asked in the exams. So you are mugging up that postcard, uh, planning, organizing, all these things you have mugged up and you have put it on paper. You got the marks also, but that is not so. You should feel the responsibility. Just feel, think like a manager, right? So while you are a student, still you should be in a position to think like a manager. Start thinking that. It is a practice uh, to be followed by all the students. Suppose if you are an engineering student, you are just thinking that you are becoming an engineer. So exactly what I should do after becoming an engineer. So you will be thinking in those directions that will guide you to acquire more and more skills. So let us see some of the examples. For engineers, especially design. Design is an important aspect for an engineer. Design is nothing but a plan. In your terminology, management terminology, it is like a plan, planning, organizing, right? So that is how we should have a plan for your future. Add creativity, start generating new thoughts, think out of box, think out of box and do things differently from others. So we should start thinking differently and do the things differently for innovation. What is innovation? I already told you. Ideas channelized with financial funding, and you are making out of that some profit or something implementable, right? So that is your innovation, which will lead to entrepreneurship. So suppose jobs are not there, but you are a very intelligent student with so many ideas, then you should start channelizing your ideas and market those ideas and get the benefit out of that. That is your entrepreneurship. Estimates and budgeting. Yeah, what is this? So for a particular project or for a particular idea to happen, or for a particular function to take place in your home, let us say marriage or birthday party. So for that, you will be estimating how much time it will take, how much money it will take. So what are these? These are the resources, right? So what are those resources? Man, material, machine, money. These are 4 M's plus time. So these are the 5 things given by God to you. So we have to manage these resources to get the job done. So you are estimating. So how much time it will take, how much money it will take. So how to get that money. So all these come under budgeting. A financial term used for estimation is budgeting. So remaining time estimates you can do. Okay, what is the manpower requirement? That is another estimate, right? So that is how you will be estimating what is required for you. Patents and copyrights. So you have different ideas, but you somebody else in the competition, they may steal your ideas. So you will be registering and getting the patents for your new ideas. Okay. So that also we should be knowing if you want to become an entrepreneur, right? So copyrights is again similar to that. Productivity. So what is productivity? Output by input. So with whatever resources you have, you are achieving some output. So that output divided by the input. So if you are increasing the output by decreasing your inputs, obviously productivity increases because the input is in your denominator. So resources are to be optimized to increase your productivity. So how effectively you are using your resources, that leads to greater productivity. So suppose if you are producing more and more products, then there might be a compromise on your quality, right? So quality and quantity both are to be equally balanced, and accordingly pricing strategies also are to be taken up for getting more and more profits for your organization. Erection, commissioning, operation and maintenance and service are some of the functions done by engineering. Being a manager, you should know what engineers are doing. Suppose if you are the CEO of the companies, we should understand the engineering aspects as well as the financial aspects as well as the HR aspects. So this is a cross-functional approach for becoming a better manager. So that is what we should understand, and we should start exploring new skills. We should be knowing everything about something and something about everything. Please try to understand this sentence. We should know everything about something and something about everything. So we should know something about everything. So everything is there. So we should know something about that. And we should know everything about something, that we should be a master of our subject as well as we should know something about other subjects also. So that is how we should take up the responsibility as a cross-functional team head. Learning, of course, learning is your responsibility. All the resources are available with you. You are not learning, it is your problem, your responsibility. Okay. So you cannot blame anyone for your failure. You are responsible for your success and your failure also. Remaining things are helping you out in the process. Try to understand that. Learning, updates, technology, adaptability, new technologies are every time coming in. Even in IT also, you see, they will always be learning new technologies to get into the dynamic job market. Otherwise, you will be out of place, right? So be dynamic, otherwise you will become diabetic. So training, always you should undergo training and learning opportunities, then you will be updating yourself always. Communication, as I already told you, you should have good communication skills to communicate your ideas, to communicate your decisions, convincing skills. So we should convince other people to buy your products. Okay, that is the responsibility of the sales manager. So to convince your ideas, that is the responsibility of an entrepreneur. So wherever you go, you should have convincing skills to get the job done, even in your house also. Suppose if you want to get the job done by your brother, how much convincing you are to get it done, that is your communication skill. So how, suppose I'm telling you all these things, how much convincing I am to sell my ideas, that is my skill, right? So if I am good at it, then you will be understanding whatever I am saying and you will try to implement that very smoothly. Okay. Managerial and leadership skills. So again, in normal life, you need not become a manager, you need not become a leader also. At home also, you have enough opportunities to manage yourself at least. So start with that. Don't think government is not giving the jobs or any other aspects. So whatever is there with you, with that, if you are trying to master the managerial skills, automatically you will get a good opportunity. Okay. So you are managing man, machine, material and money and time, right? So how much time management is a big topic again. So how you are managing your time, that speaks volumes for your managerial and leadership skills, leadership capabilities, you can say. Ethics. So the moment you are in a powerful post, again there are fair chances of being corrupt. So we should be so much ethical. We should be corruption free when you are reaching higher positions in your life. So you take the example from the examination itself, right? So you are writing your examination. You are the master of your future, right? So you have studied something. You are putting the output in the form of writing an examination, right? So if you are unethical, you are cheating, then obviously you will be a cheater in the future also. There is no place for such people in the higher positions. So we should be always ethical, be ethical. Whatever is there with you, with that you try to increase your output. Okay. There is a output and input. Suppose output is nothing but your goal, let us say. So I want to become the Prime Minister of India, let us say. And what are the resources I have for becoming that? With that, I should think whether I can become or not. No, I cannot become. So come down, reduce your goal. Depending on your capabilities, that is the SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? I should be analyzing those things. According to that, I should plan. Otherwise, you will land in trouble. So how you are achieving your goal? That is effectiveness. There is a difference between efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency is your productivity. That is output by input. And effectiveness is in which direction you are achieving your goals. That is, scientist is also 100% efficient and skilled. The terrorist is also 100% efficient and skilled. So, but both the people have different directions. So, which direction you are taking up, whether it is ethical or unethical, that is up to you. So, we should always follow the ethical practices to become great leaders. Otherwise, you will be in jail. Already you have seen the Satyam's case. So the moment you become ethical, you unethical, you may be caught any point of time and you'll go. Okay, success becomes a temporary aspect if you are unethical. Understood? So you want to sustainability in your excellence and in your successful life. Then obviously you should be so much ethical, environment friendly. Whatever activities you are doing, those should be environment friendly. So we should feel responsible for our environment. We should feel responsible for our ethics. We should feel responsible for increasing your communication skills and learning skills, right? Safety, again, safety is our responsibility. Our safety is our responsibility. Our life is our responsibility. So we should save our lives and save other people's lives. Taking a wrong decision, sitting in a higher position, will lead to the deaths of so many people. Suppose let us take an example of this lockdown. Lockdown decision, if it is delayed, so many people will die. If it is increased, then the economy is affecting. So the people sitting at the top will be taking the decisions very consciously to safeguard all the people's lives as well as the economy. So that is how safety is an important element. When you are in, suppose in your family also, small kid is there, his safety is your responsibility. Your safety is looked after by your parents, and simultaneously your safety you should also see while driving. You are responsible for your own safety and other people's safety also. Laws and regulations, there are different laws and regulations. We should know if you are running a business or you are becoming an entrepreneur, or even a normal employee should know about Companies Act, because they are working in companies. Electricity Act, Environment Act, say there are n number of rules and regulations by the government which are mandatory for everyone. Suppose if you are on the road, we should know what are the traffic rules and regulations. If you are violating all those things, then you will be penalized. Not only the penalty, but also it is your responsibility, own responsibility for your own life and for other people's life also. You are not following the traffic rules, you are crossing the red signal, means you may hit somebody, he may die or you may die or both may die, right? So try to understand that. So never bypass any laws and regulations. You will be caught someday and you will be in jail. Learning. Again, you are not a local student anymore. You are a global student. The entire world is trying to help you through your internet technology. So try to explore that option to the maximum extent possible and get the benefit out of that. There are n number of learning opportunities through YouTube. You just simply type your doubt, then there will be huge number of videos trying to explain you very clearly about any topic, whether it is research or whether it is a normal topic or a simple doubt how to switch on your mobile, that also they will be explaining. Such a small videos to very big videos of scientific content are available on YouTube from the different corners of the world. What are podcasts? These are the recordings, just like our radio, only audio will be available. But so many lectures of great professors are being posted in the form of podcasts. Those can be listened. Okay. And blogs, of course, people share their thoughts through blogs. Even I have a blog, that is a researchsubbu.blogspot.com, in which I share my small thoughts, okay, through that platform. And social media networks. So there are a number of Facebook groups formed where researchers or students, they discuss their own problems. They'll be sharing their own material. So everything is available on internet nowadays, right? So you cannot blame the college, or you cannot blame your parents, or you cannot blame your peers or the technology for your failure. So it is your responsibility to feel responsible for your success as well as failure. Swayam is one important aspect, one important form of learning. Government of India has taken enough initiatives to give you full material free of cost. So Swayam has so many courses on different topics. So you can log in, anybody can log in free of cost. You learn the material. If you want to take the certificate, then you have to pay 2,000 rupees or 1,000 rupees for that. If you don't need the certificate for learning, it is free of cost. So you have a number of options that you see MOOCs has taken up some initiatives to give you free material to learn more and more. ePG Pathshala is another website in which you get all the PG material available for free. Okay. IGNOU has different courses. All that material, they have put it on in digital format, PDF, and many videos are also available. Those are freely available. Okay. Suppose if you have any doubt on a particular subject, you can open that book also, you can read, or even you can watch the videos of big professors from IGNOU and other universities. As I already told you, NPTEL is the initiative of IITs and big other universities. So NAD is a national academic depository in which every academic material is put for learning. And even you have a thesis also, Shodh Ganga, where you can have access to any thesis. Okay. So those are freely available material for you. And we should have industrial visits. We should interact with the industry people, academia, and the entrepreneurs to understand their skills. So collaboratively, industry, academia should work for conducting industrial visits, interactions, internships, projects, and apprenticeship. There we can get the practical knowledge. What is happening in the industry? What is happening in an entrepreneurial firm, and how these people are behaving, and what type of decisions they take. So everything, if you have an understanding, it will be better for you to get the overall picture. What is this overall picture? You see this. The moment you see this one, you will come across that story. You will think of that story of Arjuna aiming at the bird's eye. So the moment we say concentration, people explain this story to the kids. Even we have also read this, right? So he is the percent of at most concentration. he could be able to concentrate on the bird's eye from a long distance, and he was aiming at that, right? Now I will add something to this story. Suppose he is aiming to the eye of the bird, right? Suppose a tiger comes from behind, then what happens? Right? Understood, no? So only concentration doesn't work in the 21st century. So we should be observing the external factors. What are the other people are doing at your back end? That also we should be able to see. So 360 degrees, we should have a vision. For that, you should reach to the top like an eagle. That is bird's eye view. Again, you are seeing at the bird eye and bird's eye view. Both are different. Bird's eye view is from the top, from the sky. You are watching what is happening around, in and around you. So we should have both the skills. We should be able to concentrate on a particular thing, and we should see what is happening in and around you. Both the things are required, not only concentration. Okay, we should be that we should practice both the things, right? So otherwise, somebody may eat you in the competition, in the market. So we should be analyzing what is happening in and around you. That is external business environment, market research. All these are the marketing principles. So why you are analyzing the external environment? Because there are a number of factors influencing you. Suppose if you see the tiger comes from behind, then we should be alert, right? So we should be watching what is happening in and around also, apart from concentrating on your particular subject or your particular academia, your curriculum. Apart from that, think out of box. Okay, I'm not telling you not to concentrate. You should concentrate on this as well as on the on what is happening in and around you. Okay, understood? Yes. Now we'll see what is bird's eye view. Ultimately, your mind should be the lens, like the lens of a camera, which can be zoomed to see the bird's eye clearly and unzoomed to see the bird's eye view. Understood, no? So our mind should be like a lens of a camera, which should be zoomed to see a particular aspect, particular problem, particular aspect, topic, or whatever. So we should go deep into that, and you should retract yourself and unzoom your mind to see the overall picture. Overall picture is nothing but bird's eye view or eagle's view or bigger picture in management terminology, right? So we should understand both. Okay, we should be able to concentrate and unzoom your mind to see a bigger picture. Overall perspective we should have, or bigger perspective, bigger picture we should have to understand what is happening in and around you also. Okay, so be the jack of all trades and master of one. Earlier the proverb was be the jack of all trades and master of none. I have changed it to one. At least one skill you should master, and remaining skills at least you should have some understanding and some acquisition of those skills. Okay, so we should acquire the remaining skills in some percentages. So that is how you should understand how skills are to be acquired. Turn inward and outward. What is this? Turn inward means we should analyze ourselves. So what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the opportunities and threats? Strengths and weaknesses come inward. My strengths, my weaknesses, I should clearly understand. Outward is opportunities and threats. What are the opportunities in the market, and who can become a threat for me, and which situation may be a threat for me. So we should, that is external. This is internal, right? Strengths and weaknesses are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. So with these internals, how we are exploring those and externals is very much essential, right? So that is actual SWOT analysis is. That is applied to business situations, that is applied, that can be applied to individuals also. So I'm applying here to the individual. Turn inward, try to analyze yourself. That is self-analysis. Even for a business also, turn inward means internal mechanisms you should observe. You should do internal audits and all. Okay, see how you are functioning. that is turning inward. It is like a meditation technique. What is outward? External world, external business environment, or the environment you will be observing. Okay, it should be like a front camera and rear camera of your mobile phone. You are just switching now to take a selfie. You are just giving a one click, it will turn, and front camera is on. The moment you want to click somebody or some beautiful scene, you are just giving one more click and it is turning outward. So our mind should be that much quick. Just with a single quick click, it should quickly respond for your internal self-analysis. So the moment you switch it that way, then you will be observing the external. Okay. So simply concentrating on the bird eye won't work. So you should be switching from inward to outward according to the situations, and you should master that skill. Okay, that skill is very important and we should start mastering that. Okay, and it cannot be mastered in a single day. We should just start doing that, then it becomes a habit for you after 21 days, right? Now we'll just change the topic towards your goal. You have already understood what are the skills. With those skills, how goals are achieved. Now we'll just try to understand. So what is the goal and what are the resources? We should understand that. I have already told you SWOT analysis, in which we know our strengths and weaknesses, based on which we should grab the opportunities. Opportunities have the goals. Okay, in those opportunities we should fix up something as your goal. Obviously, for achieving goals, there are a number of zigzag paths. So here in the actual driving scenario, our Google map is helping you out, but we should have a clear roadmap for your excellence, for your achieving your goals in the real world. Okay, so in your life you have certain goal, means we should have a clear roadmap how to achieve that, and what are my resources available, man, material, money and time, based on which whether I can reach my goal or not. Now here I want to tell you one more important thing, which is the difference between your goal and your skill for acquiring, okay, or your capabilities, your resources, that gives you stress. Okay, understood? For example, to minimize the stress, you have to increase your skills or reduce your goal. That is very important. Goal set minus your skills required to reach that goal. That gap gives you stress. Suppose if you want to achieve 90 marks out of 100, 90% marks you want to achieve, but with your capabilities, with your resources, you are able to achieve 80 only. So you are always under stress to achieve that 10 marks. So you have to put more efforts to reach 90, or you set it to 80 and be comfortable. So these are the two options. Then stress can be reduced. Otherwise, many people say students are under tremendous stress about the exams, about their future. It is just because you are setting a wrong goal. You are not setting a realistic goal according to your capabilities. So what are your capabilities? How you will know? If you self-analyze, turn inward and see what are your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, then you understand what is required there in the job market. Try to match those skills, increase your skills or reduce your goal. So suppose if you want to reach to Delhi from Hyderabad, let us say, so you have different options. You can go by flight, you can go by train, you can go by car. Can you go by bike? Maybe possible. Can you go by bicycle? Maybe possible, but it may take years. Okay, can you go by walk? Yes, of course it can, but it may take a lifetime. Okay, why I am explaining all this is the goal is fixed, but suppose I can afford only bicycle. Okay, I don't have money to buy even a bike also, so I cannot go to Delhi. That's what you may think, but we can go. Okay, with cycle people are roaming around the world also, so we can easily go, right? but it will take some years. Are you ready to compromise on the time? I have the resource may I have the limitation in my resource because of my financial problem. So money is one resource. I have no money. So there is a compromise on that. So can you compromise on your goal? Reduce it to Hyderabad to Nalgonda, let us say. So if you are comfortable with that, then go ahead. Otherwise, if you are aiming for Delhi, be realistic. Think that it may take 2-3 years to reach. Wait, have patience, because you have a limitation here. Unnecessarily blaming, no, I could not reach Delhi, all these things won't work. So you should understand your strengths. You should understand your weakness. My weakness is there is no money for you, for me to buy a bike or car or to afford an aeroplane. Okay. Now I'll give you one more example. Well, this is turning inward, turning outward. There is an offer given by SpiceJet or some aeroplane company. Air India is offering students one-time measure free of cost. Okay, or 10 rupees. Flight from Hyderabad to Delhi. That opportunity is there in internet. You have not explored. You have not got the information about that. Then you are missing a chance. Okay, so it is freely available for you, but you are not opening your eye externally and seeing that opportunity. Opportunity is there, but you are simply closing your eyes. You are weeping that I could not reach Delhi, and other people are simply going by flight or by car, and you are seeing all those people and feeling jealous. Those people are going, I am not able to go, I am not able to go. You are weeping. Okay, in that you are missing an opportunity, golden opportunity given to you to fly free of cost by flight. So you have missed the opportunity of getting into the flight free of cost and reaching your goal comfortably. So try to understand from both the corners. So you should understand your limitations. You should understand your own strengths, that is internal, and from external perspective also, you should be always focusing what is happening. You should get information from all the sources so that you can catch hold of the opportunities. Okay, that opportunity, if you acquire, then immediately you are on par with other people also. You have achieved your target comfortably with your limitations also. Okay, if you have no information about that, then you are waste. Understood? So it is the importance of getting the information from the external world as well as the self-analysis. So we should know our weaknesses, our strengths, as well as what are the opportunities and threats in the job market or in the external world. So both the things are with you only. So we should just explore our mind, explore yourself for bright future means that's the thing. That is the crux of the presentation, today's talk. So we should try to understand what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what is my goal, how to achieve that, and what are the other opportunities, and what threats may come in that. Okay, suppose if somebody is offering you something free of cost to reach the goal, whether it is right or wrong, that also we should see. So suppose that flight goes to straight away to China or Pakistan, what will you do? So that is a trap by some villain or somebody. Then we should be cautious, no? That is the threat. So what might be the threat in a particular thing? That also we should see. Many people say, okay, you pay this much, I'll let the job, I'll get the job for you. So many people are paying for that and are unnecessarily falling a prey for such bad people. Okay, that also is a threat. So we should see what are the opportunities and what are the threats, and we should analyze, we should take decisions. So everything I have already explained you, how to take decision, how to analyze a particular situation, everything you have already understood. Now we'll see how to achieve the goal. I'll give you 10 tips in driving towards your goal. Now I'm trying to compare driving as well as goal setting, goal achieving. Okay, you are driving on a road, then Google Map helps you. You are driving towards your goal in life, then your roadmap helps you. Okay, so that is how we'll see. First one, set realistic goals based on the capabilities and resources. That I already told you how much capable you are. Suppose you have a Maruti 800 car, or you have a cycle. Then how much time it will take to reach Delhi? That is your capability of the vehicle. Okay, so similarly with your mind and intelligence, how much I can reach in my life, that we should think. That is our capability. So reduce your goal or increase your capability. That is the only option to reduce your stress. Stress is nothing but your goal minus your capability, your skill of achieving the goal. So increase your skill to reduce your stress. Okay, that's all. That is the best opportunity. That is the best option available for you. Or you have to compromise on your goal. Those are the two things only. Otherwise, you will be under tremendous stress always. So to reduce the stress is nothing but your happiness only. Okay. So we should always be happy means what? You have to reduce your stress. Means increase your capabilities, increase your skills. That one option. Second option, or compromise on your goal. That's all. Okay. And the resources. What are the resources? I already told you: man, machine, material, and money. We, depending on that only, we should select a realistic goal. Realistic goal means it should be financially feasible and achievable. Achievable goals are realistic goals. To become a Prime Minister of India without doing much efforts and with my limited skills is an unrealistic goal. Understood, na? Becoming an engineer or becoming a general manager or whatever is there, those might be realistic if I update my skills according to the requirements. So the skills required and skills acquired, there should be a minimum gap. Then you will be always happy. So accept your limitations. So everybody has some limitations. I already told you money might be one limitation to buy a higher end vehicle to reach your target. But here I have already told you, so I have a bicycle only, I have a money limitation. Then we should be more vigilant on the external opportunities and simultaneously try to increase, upgrade your vehicle. Means upgrade your skills. Okay, have a clear cut roadmap. So we should be very clear about what to achieve and which direction, ethical or unethical. So you should always be on the ethical part. Be ethical in reaching your targets. Help others to reach their targets also. So in the road you might be seeing, suppose your vehicle is going slow, you will be letting other vehicles to go, no? So you are helping other people to go. Suppose if there is a puncture in a particular car or vehicle, bike, so you will be helping the other person to reach to the repairing center, right? So this is also the same. Suppose if your friend is failing in a particular exam, at least try to help him out. Not in the examination, I am saying, helping him out to increase his skill. Okay, that is what we should do in our journey. Even in the workplace also, we should help others to reach their skills, their targets also. Keep the focus not only on the goal but also on the path. That is what I already told you. Reaching Delhi is not important. How you are reaching, that is also important. Even if you miss your path, don't worry. Correct your directions of the journey as per the roadmap and go ahead. Right? So if you are missing your path, means you are failing at a particular point of time in your life. So don't worry. Just come back, and it happens also, no? If you are traveling on in an unknown road, there might be some mistakes. So again, we'll be coming back and asking somebody which is the correct direction, and you will be going right in the right direction. So it is similar in life also. So we should take the help of somebody. If you are going in the wrong path, just try to understand you are in the wrong path. Then you need not worry. You come back and take the right path. Be a sustainable vehicle on the roadmap of excellence. What is excellence and success? So excellence is upgrading your skills continuously in a continuing fashion. Continually increasing means what? Continuous and continual. There are two different things. Continual means stepwise. You are increasing your skill, sustain it for a certain time. and then you upgrade your skill, then sustain and upgrade. That is how it happens in a sustained fashion. That is continual improvement. And continuous means continuously, but there are some difficulties in improving continuously. So we can continually improve ourselves. So that is how we should be sustainably improving ourselves. Be patient when there is a red signal. This is again talking about the failures in life. So suppose somebody fails, there is no need to worry. Just wait, be patient. So after some time, it becomes green. Every red signal becomes green after a certain time. But if you are not ready to face that, or you are not stopping the journey, you are waiting for the green signal and you are moving ahead. Life is also like that. Don't stop at the red signal itself. So it becomes green after a while, then you can move ahead, right? So here I want to say many people are committing suicides also because of the failures. Even in pandemic situation also, we have seen ki, I'm affected with corona, then I should die. Bolke, they are committing suicide before that only. So at least wait for 14 days. 14 days is the quarantine period given to you after corona. If you are surviving, then it is okay, no? So why to worry in the beginning itself? The moment they get this positive certificate, they feel ki already my life is over. Bolke, some people have committed suicides, and after failing in even in intermediate exams also, people are committing suicides. I don't know why, because it is just a red signal. It is not a completion of your life. Please try to understand. It becomes green after few seconds. Just wait for those few seconds. Automatically, your life becomes green. Green means happiness, right? Always maintain the healthiness of your vehicle. Healthiness of your vehicle. Vehicle means our body here. Okay, so we should maintain our health properly. In pandemic situation also, you have so many goals and all, but if it is attacking us and our health is deteriorated, you cannot achieve your goals. So healthiness of the vehicle, healthiness of ourselves is very important to achieve your goals. So do yoga and meditation regularly and follow healthy practices. Take a good diet, healthy diet, and be healthy and happy. So happy journey. What should be our we already discussed how to set the goal, how to achieve the goal, and what is the process, path for excellence. Everything I have already covered. Okay, and what are your capabilities, what are your strengths, weaknesses to achieve that, and what are the resources available to you to achieve your goal, that also I already told you. Then what should be the main goal of life? So to become an engineer, to become a doctor, or to get married, to get children, or uh, to see my child growing. So many beautiful goals people have, and or to buy a car, to buy a bike, or to love a girl. So many goals are there in your mind. I can understand, but what should be the main goal of life? So after achieving a particular goal, you feel you will be happy. Okay, that's why you feel you set a goal in the first instant. So I want to buy a bike. So after getting the bike, am I happy? No. Again, I want to get a job. After buying the bike, you will think I want to get a job immediately. Okay. So after getting a job, again you are not happy. Again you will think I want to get a promotion. Okay, after getting the promotion, again you won't be happy. You will be thinking I should get married. Okay, after that again you have one more goal, saying that I should buy a big TV. Okay, LCD plasma TV. After getting that, again you will have one more goal of buying a car or something like that. It goes on. But every time you try to understand, the moment you are achieving that goal, you are thinking you are not happy with that. Again something, again something. So you are always behind the goals, thinking that you will be happy, but you will never achieve happiness because you are behind these objects, not behind happiness. You try to understand. So happiness should be the main goal of life. Remaining all are the sub goals. All these are small goals, sub goals. if you are keeping happiness as the main goal, so I should be happy in each and every point of time, whatever may be the situation. Even in Corona, even people got affected with Corona and they were still happy during that 14 days quarantine period. So there are many instances. It comes in our mind. Happiness is a thought. Okay. So thought to be explored. To be happy should be our main goal of life. Enjoy each and every picosecond of life. Picosecond is 10 to the power of minus 12, means 10 times of millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond comes at 10 to the power of minus 12. So at least you try to enjoy each and every second of life, let us say, every minute of life, every hour of life at least. So, okay. So it is a very minute sentence saying that every picosecond of second, means fraction of second also we should not leave to be unhappy. So we should live happily. So all the best for you.